Welcome to the Net of Light online teachings, ongoing coming together to learn with and from one another and from the grandmothers, all that we're ready to learn at this moment. Um, we meet every second week, and so here we are in the middle of October 2020. And I think our next meeting will probably be the first week in November, but we'll send you that information. If you are not on our email list and you want to be, just send us your information and ask us to put you on. And you can send our information through the website, netoflight.org or grandmotherspeak.com. Either one will take you straight to us. Before we start to work today, we're going to work as we always do with the radiant net of light that is holding our earth steady now, in spite of all the rocking and socking that's going on here on earth as the energies on earth are shifting. These are the times the grandmothers told us about. For the first time, they spoke to us about them almost 25 years ago. And they're here now. And we were born for these times. We come together like this to strengthen one another and to strengthen the net of light that's holding the earth steady now during these times. You'll probably hear me repeat that over and over again because it's so important and it's at the core of who we are and what we do. But right now, I'd like to ask Christine from the Gold Coast of Australia if she would lead us in a net of light meditation together. So, Christine, would you do that?
My pleasure, Sharon, and welcome everybody to this Net of Light meditation. We'll just take a moment and we'll prepare ourselves for the meditation. So bring awareness to breath and allow that breathing to move in and out easily. Bring awareness to your body softening and to your heart opening. And in the opening of that heart, feel a willingness to participate fully in giving and receiving love. And we bring awareness to the net of light, this beautiful divine construct that is a web of energy, tendrils of light, strands of light that intersect and form a gigantic net. This net embraces the earth, dissects the earth, moves deep down into her core and out into her etheric field, into the ether. And as we become aware of this net of light, we realize that the net of light is really attracting us, and there's a place on that net of light for each of us to rest and sit. So find that place now and go there. And feel yourself being held and rocked by the net of light. And as you're feeling that embrace and that support, we begin to welcome in all of those light beings that welcome our help, that welcome our prayer and our blessing in this net of light. All of the saints and sages, avatars, holy ones, angels, celestial beings, nature spirits. We welcome the ancestors of light, the ancestors of the land where we live and our own personal ancestors. And we welcome the wisdom of indigenous peoples all over the world. And so we begin to feel this movement of love and light and energy, the net of light moving through us, light and love moving through us. And as we open the jewels of our hearts that the grandmothers tell us is what helps to empower the net of light, strengthen it, and expand its reach. We feel the jewels of these hearts radiating love, strands of beautiful love energy merging with the strands of the net of light. And so we begin to cast this net of light wherever there is fear or darkness, wherever there's pain and trauma, to all of humanity across the earth, allowing them to feel supported, and perhaps helping them know as we do that we have union with the divine. We're not separated in any way. We're one, completely one with the divine source and force of all of life. And we cast this net of light to the earth herself, healing any wounds that have been perpetrated by humanity. She knows how to heal. We cast the net of light to all the other elements in the earth's atmosphere, to the air, to the water, and to the fire, that each of them may find their perfect balance and cooperation with one another. And we find ourselves enjoying this beautiful energy of love and light on the net of light in the ether, where all of wisdom resides, wisdom from every realm. We cast the net of light for the good of all that lives. And as we cast this net of light, the grandmothers tell us this is the greatest service that we can perform, the service of love and light and of lifting our own consciousness and awareness to absolutely knowing that we are one with the divine source of all life. So gently and easily we bow in gratitude to all of those holy ones that have joined us, to all of those celestial beings, angels, saints, siddhas from the other realms. And we bow to one another and to all the light bearers and light workers who've joined us on this net of light. There are millions and millions all over the world, and we are one in this heart of love and light. And so rest now just for a moment, feeling this love and light move through you, feeling your light and your energy uplifted. May everyone in all the worlds be happy. May everyone in all the worlds be happy. May everyone in all the worlds be happy. Peace, peace, peace. Om. Namaste.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Just notice how your body feels right now. That was not even 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. And in that time together, we did a whole great amount of good, pretty effortlessly, just by unifying our thoughts, working with the net of light, of which we are a part. We always work with the net of light. Each time we meet, the grandmothers ask us to do that as service to the world and service to ourselves. And so we do. And we'll be talking more about that. because of the times we're living in now, we are in a unique position to do some good. And why not do it? But speaking of doing some good, every time we have one of these meetings, we like to bring one of our family forward so you get a chance to meet them. And so today we've invited Diane Conan from the Netherlands to be with us and talk a little bit about her experience with the grandmothers and what what this work has done for her in the time she's been with us. And then I'll share with you, if she's too modest, what she's doing for this work as well. We really treasure you, Diane. Thank you for coming today. So I don't even know how long you've been with this work. I know that before you began to work with all the groups in Holland, you had worked with all the groups in England and the United Kingdom. So, but more than that, I really don't know. So share a little bit about what you're getting out of being part of this work with the grandmothers and the Net of Light.
Yes, well, thank you, Sharon, for inviting me to tell a little bit about how I became a member of this wonderful family. I think about 8 years ago, I saw the book in the library and Grandmothers Speak, and it spoke out to me, and I thought, wow, I want to know more about it. And reading the back cover about the yin and the yang, and getting the balance and working with Mother Earth, I thought, oh, I want to know more about it. And it resonated with me. And I started to go to a group near where I live in Breda. And then I went to my first gathering in 2013, and it was just the one day. You were still allowed then to go for one day. And it was so amazing, and the singing and the love, and we could bring a picture of our ancestors and put it all along in the big room there. And it was amazing to work with the whole Oponopono, and yeah, it was so loving and embracing. And I thought, oh, I would like to know a bit more about that. And then the next year I got for my birthday the second book of the grandmothers. And I have lots of different talents, and I also felt a bit fragmented. And by doing this, all the talents sort of came together. I'm interested in shamanism. I like to sing. I've done courses in creative things, and I've also done a course in clowning. I'm a contact clown. I clown for dementing Alzheimer people, people with special needs. And I went with 15 clowns to Bosnia on a humanitarian trip. And I shared a room there with another lady. And out of her suitcase came the second book of the grandmothers. And I thought, oh, this can't be coincidence. And we had lots of fun there. And she also was living in the same town as me. So then in 2017, the gathering was again in the Netherlands. And on the last day, you always ask who of you maybe want to step up and become a beacon. And this lady and I had been talking about it, and I thought, no, I don't know enough. I'm not spiritual enough. I don't dare to do this. And she said, yes, I've been dreaming about this, but we could do this together. And at the gathering, before I knew it, I was standing, yes, I want to become a beacon. And I thought, ooh, is this me? It gave me sort of supernatural powers. And I'm really grateful for Rachel that we started a group together. And the grandmothers brought me more and more self-esteem and self-love, and that I opened up more and dared to be out there more. And then I started my own my own group, and yeah, what I like about the net of light as well, that the giving and receiving is the same. I'm a person who always like to give, and I forget that it's also okay to receive. And somebody in the teaching said, "Oh, giving and receiving is one; it's the same." And I thought, "Oh, okay, okay, is this the same?" And it really, yeah, lifted me up. And the more I got to know myself, and got more patience with myself, and I don't have to be perfect, because with these small groups and the gatherings, no, it's not called a gathering, a meeting that we had, we planned it from A to Z, you know, now we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. But the grandmothers always had something else for us, or things wouldn't work, or people wouldn't turn up, or so I learned to go by the moment, and that it's okay to improvise. And I come from a family, my father had a post-traumatic stress syndrome. My mother was a very dominant type. I was the third child, and below me I had a brother with a Down syndrome. So there was a lot going on, and I was used to please everybody else. And yeah, you know, so I learned now, yeah, what I wanted to say really also, that I like to have everything under control. And of course, one of the things that you learn with the grandmothers, um, let go. You know, you can't control everything. And yeah, so the beginning, yeah, what I like doing also is being in nature. So I loved at the beginning of this year that we opened up the trees, and the connection with all the roots. And yeah, I learned that I'm not fragmented. I can use all my talents here together, and also using the net of light and the love, and embrace people. Also people that maybe I think, oh, that you remind me of my mother, you're a bit too dominant, or you know. So I learn by loving myself and having more patience with myself, I can also have that with other people. And I learn to let go of control. And it's a lot nicer when you don't control everything. Now, when I get up in the morning, I do my meditation, and then I think, will my daughter come? Will I see my granddaughter? Will I? Because I'm pensioned now, so I have loads of time. And the grandmothers also um, made sort of use of that by asking me first if I could, a few years ago, help and support the UK. Because some people fell out there to help and help them along with the beacons. And then last year, the end of last year, I got asked to step into the team here in Holland. And I thought, wow, you know, last year in 2019 at the gathering, I was an interpreter, and I would never have dreamt of following footsteps of other, you know, I looked up to those people, thought, oh my gosh, you know, they hear things, they see things, they have these connections with the grandmothers. But yeah, it's amazing how you grow into that role. And I have the time, and I'm busy with the grandmothers now every day, and I have my own group as well, which we are able to see once a month. We meet and go into the forest, and we light a little fire now when we have the elements. I love that as well, that we work with the elements. And also for me, it's very important that I can stay out of the fear and feel a connection. And I'm very grateful that I have this tool and work with the net of light, and I can feel the love. And thank you very much, Sharon, to bring this into my life.
Yeah, Diane, thank you for hearing the grandmother's call and answering, because you give so much to so many of us. And you are the hub of the wheel now for Holland, which has a huge number, I think 30 some groups in Holland that you keep track of. That's a big deal. Thank you so much.
Together with Saskia, huh? We're two. Yeah.
That's right, you and
Together
Saskia.
with Saskia, yeah.
Good, good. Well, this is how we operate at Net of Light. We don't, what shall I say? We're not really a business. We're not a nonprofit. We're a no profit. we just do everything we do as service. And our goal is to uplift one another and uplift the earth. Because we work with the net of light, which I'm going to talk more about, I realized every now and then I need to talk about that a bit, because we have lots of people tuning in to these online teachings, and not everybody is familiar with this work. For some people, this is news. And so I want everybody to feel welcome and able to access the net of light and the work with the grandmothers. The net of light, which we refer to all the time, is the largest living construct in the cosmos, on Earth and throughout the universes, all the universes of the cosmos, is the net of light. Science discovered the net of light in 2014, at least that's my understanding. That's when, with the use of the Hubble Telescope, they were able to photograph what they call dark matter, which I don't really understand, but it's a level of life that is vast. And the net of light is the largest construct because it permeates all life throughout the universe. It permeates the cell beds of our bodies. It permeates every galaxy, every body of water on our planet, every bit of animal or vegetable, mineral life everywhere. The net of light is, and there is nowhere where it is not. And so when the grandmothers first came to me, that was in the fall of 1996, back in ancient history, before some of you were born. They showed up. And then a few months after that, they began to speak of and teach us how to work with the net of light. And for over all these years, which are 24 years now, they have taught us the depth and reach of the net of light. And I know we haven't learned it all yet. There will be more, because the expanse and the reach of the net of light is very, very vast. I noticed that Diane has one of our pictures of the net of light behind her, but here's the cover of the grandmother's third book, Casting the Net. And you can see this vast net of light behind the figure of the woman. This is our logo here at Grandmother Speak. This cover to this book is our logo, because it represents who we are and what we do. And if you look at this cover, you see this beautiful woman with her arms outspread. In one hand, she holds the earth, and in the other, the light is pouring through. And behind her and in her body, in her skin and in her robe is the net of light. This woman is you. This is you. Whether you're a man or woman, you are this body which is permeated by and held in and by the radiant net of light. You are filled with the net of light, and she is casting the net of light throughout the planet and beyond. That is what we do all the time. And because that is what we do, and because we work with the net of light, we have an inordinate amount of power. Everyone, every living thing is part of the net of light. Every person, whether they know it, whether they believe it, whether they even want to believe it or not, is held by the net of light. Every single one of them is able to do this work should they choose to do so. I know it's no accident that the grandmothers introduced us to the net of light when they did. When they first introduced us to the net of light, they told us basically that this is something we would learn to use, that we would work with, because it would be needed. It would hold the world steady in the times of change that were coming soon. And maybe 8 or 10 years ago, they changed their wording to say the times of change that are now upon you. So having this picture of the net of light is very useful because you are both the woman casting the net of light, and you are one of those tiny nexus points where two strands of the light comes together, forming a nexus of light. The grandmothers say that the net of light is lit by the jewel of the heart, and it is your own heart that lights the net of light. It is the beauty and openness of your heart that keeps this light flowing throughout our planet and throughout all of time and space. And there has never been a time when we holders of the light were more necessary. You have a great job before you if you want to do it, if you want to take it up. And most of us, all of us who are involved with the net of light, work with it all the time. You can't overdo it. You can work with it 1,000 times a day. You can think of the net of light, and as soon as you think of it, you activate it. There's no effort to it. It works with effortless effort. But as in all things, your intention directs the energy to move. And as soon as your intention goes to the net of light, oh, the net of light, I'll cast the net of light. I'll magnify the presence of the net of light for all the politicians in Washington, D.C. I'll cast the net of light for Japan, where the fires are raging now. I'll cast the net of light for India, for Bangladesh. I'll hold this grieving family I know about in the net of light. Every time you think of the net of light, you magnify its presence. Those light, your heart, sends light through the net of light, which hits off all the other jewels in the net of light, millions of them. This work that we do with the net of light is science. This, for many years, we didn't know that. For many years, we went on faith alone, because we know how the power of prayer, how very powerful prayer is, and that is absolutely true. And this is science. This is the same theory of astrophysicists. This is it. We are all one. We are all part of this vast fabric of light. That is why we can do so much good now, if we want to. You have no idea, the grandmothers say, of the great power that courses through you. We have come to activate that power. Your love, our love, is your power. And so every time you think of moving to your heart, every time you think of this light, this love flowing, it flows. That's a law of energy. Wherever you send your thought, life energy follows invariably, inevitably. That law can work for you and for the cosmos. It can work against you and against the cosmos. If you send your thoughts to, oh my God, I don't have enough money. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm getting old. Look at those wrinkles. Oh my God, it's so ugly. I hate it. I hate it. All the things, or I'm so mad at Maria, I could just wring her neck. Whatever. All of those negative things will take your energy right down the cesspool, round and round and round the drain, or it will take it out and expand it and lift. I really want to send my love, this love in the net of light, to all those politicians who are screwing us over. I know they don't know what they're doing. They're lost. They're miserable. I really ask that their hearts open and they be lifted. I send this light to the earth herself and to the beloved trees and to the element of fire, that it can feel comforted and held in love and not feel so frantic that it has to roar and tear across the land. It is necessary. It is a sacred element. We love it and we accept it. I love it. I am grateful for its warmth, for its embrace, for giving me comfort when I'm cold, for heating my food. God bless fire. God bless water. Blessing all the elements. We have great, great power. All we need to do is use it. In all these years since the grandmothers came, we began to work together because the grandmothers said, give away, give it to everyone who needs it. Give our empowerment into the energy of yin to those who don't have it yet. Give it to the women who are suffering. Give it to them. Give it to men and women who feel cut off and separate. Give it away. Give it away. And so we do. And so we're called to this work, and we learn how to pass on the grandmother's empowerment into the energy of yin, which is this energy of the feminine principle, the energy of the great mother who loves beyond what we even know as love, who loves unflinchingly and endlessly forever and ever. And we begin to feel that in ourselves. And we begin to feel loved like that. And we begin to feel that love moving. I feel it moving through me. And I'm so happy to give it. And that you don't even notice the giving. It just moves through you effortlessly. So all the years, and I heard Diane sort of speak to this a little too, all the years when I tried so hard to be good. Oh, did I ever? And it was so hard. And it was such an effort. And I was so tired from being so good. Well, no, it's not like that. It's when I received this love from the source, from whatever source you love. The grandmothers came because many of us have been burned by one of the world's religions and we can't relate to them anymore. So when that happens, then the divine shows up in another form that we can access. And so this time it came as the great council of the grandmothers, all these older women who embrace and love all the children, all the fathers and all the mothers. And so as I took that in and began to learn what that was like, oh man, I had this energy for giving and loving that doesn't ever go away or hardly ever goes away. And if it does, it comes right back again. And we've discovered this, and I heard Diane speak of this, how her confidence rose. And that's an inevitable byproduct of hanging out with the divine. Your confidence rises, your energy level rises, and your ability to be of service in the world just goes right up over the top. And so we're here, and we're here now. And it's no accident. This is the time for us to open to the net of light, to let that flow to us and through us seamlessly, giving and receiving, just like we breathe in air, we breathe out air, we inhale, we exhale. We don't think about that, we just do it. And it's the same with this love, this rhythmic giving and receiving of love. And so, a couple of months ago, they talked to us about all these great earth changes that are happening now. And we see them, the flooding, the hurricanes, tornadoes, the great fires, the torrential rains and mudslides and destruction all over the earth in ways it's never happened before. This is the times that they told us about. They would say the times of change that are coming. You will need to anchor the net of light and hold steady because this will be a lot for you to handle. And truly it is. And this pandemic is another aspect of these great changes that are upon us. But we're equipped. We are equipped to stand steady. We are equipped to blast this radiance out into the earth. We are equipped to receive vast, vast supplies of love and blessing. We are equipped for all this giving and receiving because we are at one with the radiant net of light. You can 100% trust the net of light, what the scientists call the cosmic web. It is the greatest living thing within the cosmos. And we are part of it, and it is part of us. And so in the last couple months, they began to teach us how to work with the elements of the earth, how to work with fire, how to work with water, air, and the earth itself, and how to work with the ether, with the great expanse of space in which all of these elements are held. And so we've been working like this now for a couple of months, blessing these elements, inviting them in, recognizing that we are made up of these elements. We are physical beings here on this physical earth. We are physically made up of earth, of air, of fire, of water. And just so that you don't miss a thing, I'm going to sing that little song that reminds us of it. Earth in my body, water in my veins, air in my breathing, fire in my heart. Earth in my body, water in my veins, air in my breathing, fire in my heart. Fire in my heart. You're made of that. We're all made of that. These elements are precious to us. They are life force within us. We can have a very dear and near connection with them. They are blood of our blood, breath of our breath. They are our very own selves. We are not separate things distant from nature. We are one with nature. And the grandmothers invite us to move back into oneness with nature, to bless and embrace all of these elements. And as we do, to bring them back into balance, bring ourselves back into balance. So what I've talked about today has been kind of an overview and a review. Every once in a while, we need to do that. We will hold these meetings as we do now, every other month. The other thing that's happening is we have formed a earth balance resource team where we work together with the earth to bring these elements into balance. And we're going to be doing that again every other week on Wednesday mornings at 10 o'clock Pacific time for only a half an hour at most, 20 minutes to a half an hour. The goal is to be very steady with this and to do this work in small sections, to work with one element at a time and then begin to balance and integrate them in. This is the time for this work. These earth changes are rampant now. The earth, God bless the earth, is out of balance. And much of it is because we ourselves have been out of balance. So as you and I begin to work personally with these elements and bring ourselves into balance again, so does the earth come into balance. So do all our brethren, our sisters and brothers all over this planet begin to come into balance. So do all the animals, plant life, and mineral life, the very air itself, come into balance. We are all connected through the net of light. So when I do something that lifts my heart, it lifts Diane's heart, it lifts your heart. This is what the astrophysicists call string theory, that if I sneeze here, a butterfly in Brazil responds. This is because we are part of the net of light. So it is very important that we be aware of this and be aware of what a great gift we can be to this world, to this earth that we deeply love and that deeply needs and appreciates our love now. So if you are interested in being part of this Earth Balance team, get in touch with us and we will find a way to let you be part of it. It may have to operate like this Zoom call. If there aren't so many people, we'll be able to do feedback with each other. But we're going to do this work. We're being called to do it. We are equipped to do it. You are equipped to do great things now. Don't hesitate to call on the net of light. Never be in doubt. It will always do good, always do good. And if you don't have the grandmother's books yet, start getting them. You can get them online at our website, netoflight.org. You can get them through Amazon. You can get them new. You can get them used. We don't care. We want you to have these tools so you can do the work and you can feel their embrace around you, especially at this time. The love is great. The love is endless. That love is for you. The grandmothers have come for us. They have come now. And I just finished writing a newsletter for them. And when the grandmothers say we've come now, they mean this now, right now. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks. And we love you very much. We hold you in the net of light right now and always.